What's up, y'all? We are back. This is episode 4, I believe, of the Colorado Rockies Out of the Park Baseball 24 series. And we are just at the finale of the 2024 regular season. Our season score was at 357, which is an improvement over, I think we got a 2 last year, or something in the single digits. So, um, yeah, I mean, not a great year. We finished 71 and 91. We have a ton of, you know, moves to make. This was all intentional. Well, not the retires, actually. Oh, Alex got retired. He made a whopping 2 starts for us this season. But new budget looks like they might have dropped their payroll a bit. John Farrell retired. That sucks, although he was really no good. Bud Black retired, so we need a new manager. I'm not terribly upset about that, but I mean, a legend of the game at least. And then our first base coach left. I didn't re-sign him. He wasn't really good. So then a bunch of our minor league personnel are leaving too. So again, that was intentional. I'm trying to replenish that our coaching system. So but I don't want to fire anyone because we don't have a ton of money to start with. So we're pretty much filled out now or cleaned out now. So I think we're gonna be good. So. As for this offseason, as you can see, I just jumped in, but we'll go through how everyone did this season and kind of start from there, I guess. So the hitting's way more important. Ezekiel Tovar, a season for the ages, a 7.7 WAR season, led the league in OPS, 26 bombs, 341 average, just an insane season. And played a pretty good shortstop, 4.7 zone rating. 14 errors, it's about average. So, a slightly above average defender, but a really good hitter. And, swiped 9 bags as well. I think that could even go up. So, insane season for Tovar. Love to see that. He's a centerpiece for this team moving forward. Of course, Ryan McMahon had a really nice season over at third and second. Split time about evenly, actually. Was really good at both spots. A 124 WRC plus, 115 OPS plus. Just under 5 WAR, but a really nice year from him. Another guy, I thought that contract was going to be an albatross, but looks like a pretty good deal there. So happy with that. Nolan Jones, big surprise. Wasn't terribly impressive last year, but bumped up his walk rate to almost 12%, and a 137 WRC plus. Played a little bit everywhere, a lot of first base, third base, some left field at the end of the year. Wasn't really great in left, but that battle play. Surprisingly, only hit 16 home runs, which in a Coors, he doesn't have the best power in the world, but he's not a bad power hitter. Chris Bryant dealt with some injuries. I think he went out for. He went out for about 2 weeks at the end of the year, so I put him on the IL. No point in trying to have him play through it. The walk rate and strikeout rate were about the same, but his BABIP was lower than last year. Didn't quite hit the ball out of the ballpark like he did last year either, but still 2.4 WAR. Played a good left field, so not too upset there with him. Definitely not worth the contract, but. We're gonna hold on to him throughout that deal. Just make things realistic. Harrison Bader missed a little bit of time, but was a 2.2 WAR player while out there. About a league average bat with a good glove in center field. So, that's all we wanted out of him. Drew Romo was incredibly impressive in his 50 game stint, 53 games up in the majors, and 92 WRC plus. He has the great catcher ability. So, 6.8 framing runs in 50 games. I mean, you multiply that by 3, and he's a 21 framing run catcher, which is absolutely elite. And Zach Veen got called up at the end of the year. Didn't have the home run power, but 129 WRC plus. Future's definitely bright for him. Number 51 prospect in baseball. And I don't actually think he used up his rookie eligibility because he was under 200 plate appearances. I think that's the threshold. Could be wrong about that. But a really nice, first taste in the majors for him. Abdel Amador, he got out to that really good start. I think I mentioned that last episode, but Pretty solid over there at second. A good glove and, not my long-term second baseman, but can definitely be a utility guy for us. Bernabel, he was up earlier in the year and got off to a rough start, so I sent him back down, called him back up at the end of the year, and he must have raked because his WRC plus was in the 80s and bumped it up to 121. So good stuff there. Daniel Cope, our backup catcher, really nice season, 104 WRC plus. Not the best defender. About average with framing runs. Wallner had a couple injuries throughout the year, but overall put up a nice season, 124 WRC plus. 11 bombs in 74 games, not bad for a Rule 5 pick. Bretton Doyle was a little disappointing. Stole 24 bags, but only an 85 WRC plus. Part-time duty for most of the year. Looks like OSA likes him a little bit more. He's a fourth outfielder type. He's not going to probably start for this team at full strength. So, another Rule 5 pick, Parker Meadows, 70 range, I love. And was, a little below average in center, but probably just a sample size thing. And then Sean Bouchard wasn't really any good. The rotation is just a mess here. I don't even think I want to bother looking at this. I don't think any of these guys will be back. I mean, maybe probably Freeland just because he has the contract. It's going to be impossible to trade most likely, but I'll probably look to do that this offseason. Graham Ashcraft, who I thought was going to be a really good pitcher, didn't put it together this season. I still have hope. The Sierra and FIP were a lot lower than his ERA, but look at the R-WAR to WAR discrepancy. But he'll get another shot next year just because I don't really have any other options. Probably not going to bargain bin hunting again for the pitchers. That didn't work out at all. But the bullpen is a different story. Honestly, a lot of bright spots. Justin Lawrence had an awesome season. 31 saves, 2.71 ERA. Really nice job out of him. Rule 5 pick, Ronnie Henriquez picking up from the Twins save. And 2.33 ERA. It's a 194 ERA plus. And an awesome year from him. Grant Hollowell was okay. He was fine. Not my best reliever, but he'll be back next year. Pretty nice young arm. Lucas Gilbreth was out all last season. And when he came back, he was really good. So happy with what we got out of him. Jake Bird had another nice season after last year. Richard Blyer was pretty solid in a middle relief role. Actually struck out quite a few guys. 6.2 is a lot for him. Jonathan Hernandez, our free agent signing this offseason, put together a pretty nice year, slightly above the league average. He'll be back next year on arbitration. We called up this guy, Helcris Olivares, toward the end of the year, and, there's some promising stuff here. I'm not going to count him out. And, Kyle Freeland made 5 starts, was horrible. Austin Gomber made 31 starts and was horrible. Brad Keller was also horrible. And Dean Kramer was actually, not horrible, just bad. So that's something. Chris McMahon was up. He's been up my 40-man for a couple of years because that's where he was to start the save. So called him up. He was really no good either. So there you go. So let's hop into the actual offseason now that we went through that. Actually, there was a request to look at our draft picks from last year. So let's go through that before I forget. I kind of already did this toward the end of the year, but this is this year. I mean, we can go through this too, but it's really too early to tell. So Tanner Witt was our first-round pick, 9th overall, and had an awesome year in A-ball. I probably should have called him up, but I kind of forgot to. And I did call him up at the end of the year, but he never got a start in high A. But a really nice season. Hopefully on the fast track for the majors. And, I'm not too disappointed that I held him back because I've had a tough time with these pitchers in like the lower minors and moving them around. So, um, Braden Holcomb split the season between rookie ball and A ball. Was really good in rookie ball, bad in A ball. He'll be back there to start next year. Coleman Mizell was pretty good in rookie ball. He'll probably start the year in A next year. Dylan Covett, who is the high school guy, I think we took. I think he was the guy we took over slot in the third round, whatever this is. Yeah, he's really struggled in rookie ball so far. Not terribly surprising. These guys are like 50-50 if they make it out of rookie ball. So, he might be the 50 that doesn't. Cody Schreier, on the other hand, crushed A ball this year. He'll start the year in high A. Another Twins legend. Love to see him doing well. Christopher Diaz, our 5th round pick, doesn't look like he played too much down in rookie ball. Derek Mitchell was really good in rookie ball as a 19-year-old for most of the year. Hit well. He made up to A ball. Didn't get an appearance. I did this stuff a little late this year. A lot of these other guys, it's just too early to tell for the most part. As for like Connor Griffin, held his own in rookie ball this year as a young 18-year-old. Trey Snyder didn't get a ton of at-bats. A lot of these guys. Carson DiMartini, he was pretty good in 36 plate appearances. He's 21, so I called him up to A-ball. I guess, it's too early to tell on a lot of these guys, so I just wanted to go through that before I forgot. So, as for arbitration, let's just go through this really quick. Austin Gomber, $3.6 million, no way. Dean Kramer, possibly. I'll probably bring him back on that price. Ashcraft will be back. Gilbreth, probably back at that price. Same with Hernandez. Law, no, he struggled mightily. Justin Lawrence will keep him up. And Cole Tucker, I think we could do better than him as our utility guy. So, there you go on that. Minor league free agents, I don't think I'm going to bring maybe Riley Pint. I'll bring him back, and then, I think we can replace all those guys. So, there we go. That'll start off the offseason. We kind of built a nice lineup here. I'm not really, against this totally, so, really quick, let's go through how I kind of picture this going next year. So, Romo will be a catcher. Cope will be backing up. That's pretty good. I like that. I think I like Tovar at short for now. Probably a move to second base would be better, but I'm not against that completely. Okay, we'll have Brian in the left. We'll have Bader in center. We'll have Veen in right, most likely. And then Churio will be up. So maybe that pushes Brian to first base. Although he was a good defender. I don't really want to play him at third. He's not really a third baseman anymore. So maybe Bryant's my first baseman. Oh, duh. I forgot to mention this. Michael Toglia went out right after I stopped recording last episode with a torn ligament in his knee. It was a 10-month injury. I think it was 10 to 12 months maybe. Just 10 months. But yeah, that's brutal. I don't know if he's ever going to come back the same. Those knee injuries for these guys in this game are kind of brutal. So, sucks for Toglia. He was doing great before he went down. But, okay, I think I'll probably put Brian at first. Churio will be up. He destroyed AAA, but I didn't want to call him up. So, he'll start the year probably on my Major League roster next year. Some kind of service time shenanigans we'll probably do. So besides that, McMahon will be probably at third. I like him a little bit better there, I think. Nolan Jones will mix in at DH, most likely. Bernabel's here still. Might look to deal him. Not really a huge fan of his. He's not really a defender. The bat probably doesn't play at first base, although he was good. And honestly, his offensive profile looks a lot like Tovar. With the high contact, low eye. He doesn't play as good defense as Tovar, but Could be a similar player offensively. And then, like Wallner, Doyle, Meadows, these guys are all here in the outfield to mix in. Um, Amador is probably more of a utility guy at this point. So, yeah, I mean, really we'll look for a shortstop or second baseman, and that's about it for the offense. The pitching, all of these guys will be gone. Dean Kramer will probably stay. But yeah, all these guys will be gone. Ashcraft will be somewhere in this rotation. So yeah, we need three starters, and the bullpen looks okay. Blyer will be gone, I think, and then that's about it. So, the team's not in bad shape. We just need some pitching help, obviously. 16th in runs against, first run scored. That's not gonna do any favors. 16th in starters ERA, 6.61. It's brutal. Okay, so we're gonna hop into the actual off season and skip around a little bit. So we'll be back. So we were first straight of the off season. Kyle Freeland, who is inevitably we're gonna try to trade him. We're gonna keep 45% of the deal. The Phillies will take on 55%. We'll take back Scott Kingery, who this is last year's deal. He's eligible for arbitration, but obviously won't be going that route. We're giving up some interesting players: Sterling Thompson, Josh Hood, Braxton Fulford, who is really interesting to them. Austin Becker, Hunter Goodman, Ender Sanchez is a young guy who pitched well, and Averson Rodriguez. So no top tier guys, but a ton of minor league filler for them. And they don't have to take on all the steel. We only get rid of 55%. So, if we're gonna make a deal, it's realistic. I guess this makes sense. I guess. Mostly, I don't want to have to pay him anymore, and he's useless to me. So, all right. So I'm gonna do this trade. And let's make sure we don't go to arbitration. $16 million for Scott Kingery. So, all right. So our financial situation, not looking great still. We're gonna have to deal with these. What the heck is the Sentadella just disappear? Did I spell his name right? Definitely not. Tonio? Is that his name? Yeah, maybe that's not his name. Hold on. Whoa. Okay. Hold on. This is bothering. Let me go to my transactions. Um, what the heck? Oh, I'm gonna find this off camera. I'll be back. Okay. So I found Senzella. I'm spelling his name wrong. I'm an idiot. Um, I thought I ate some of the money on this deal. I think maybe I only threw in $3 million, and that got me out of that deal. The Yankees did he even pitch for them last year? He did, and he actually wasn't bad. Um, so he caught on, but I'm not on the hook for any of that deal, so that's surprising to me. Um, I think that money will open up once, uh, these guys are officially non-tendered. I'm hoping because besides that, we don't have a ton of money on the books. Um, okay, so that's a lot better, I guess. Okay, we're gonna sim up to the next probably awards, and then we'll come back. All right, back with awards and plenty to go over here. So we're in the NL this year. So Chris Bryant won a Gold Glove out in left field. Pretty cool stuff. I'm not sure about that scouting report with the OSA. That's a little worrisome, but yeah, he wins a Gold Glove out and left. Um, any reliever of the year? None there. Um, so Silver Sluggers, Ryan McMahon wins one at second base, and Ezekiel Tovar at shortstop. So really cool there. Looks like Tatis is out in left field now. Interesting. Here's the rest of the awards there for the Silver Sluggers. If you're curious in the AL, there you go. Let's see, rookies. We have Colson Montgomery. Always turns into a good player in this game. Brooks Lee, old friend of Minnesota. Cool stuff there. Nice season from him. Looks like this Mason Martin guy for the Aces had a nice year. It's really cool. And then Robert Hassel for the NL. None of our guys up there. I don't even know who would be eligible or whatever. Okay. So, NL Manager of the Year, obviously not going to be us. Top pitcher, we won't have anything there, but Alcantara wins that. And then, MVP, Ezekiel Tovar. Unbelievable season. 7.7 WAR. I don't know if he can repeat it again, but absolutely sensational. I didn't think he was going to win MVP, but, pretty much close to unanimous. 3 votes that weren't him. So really cool stuff there. Freeman and Harris get the other votes. Michael Harrison only 117 games. Stud defensively. Goodness. 15.1 zone rating and that many games is wild. So there you go. We have an MVP on our team now, which is really cool. And yeah, we'll go ahead to probably free agency here and come back. All right, so it's just looking around the league for, trying to pick up some starting help. And Logan Webb was on the trade block, and I looked, for a deal for him, and the Giants just want to get rid of him. He makes $19 million this year, and they're going to eat 40% of that. I'm going to give him Alan Trejo, however you say his name, and Brad Cumbest, too. They really like, so, he hit really well in A-ball, but it's A-ball, so I'll take my chances here. With that, so we got Logan Webb for a year. Who knows if he pitches well? Maybe we can keep him around. But there was a comment. I'll check after this break, but after the next cup. But someone was explaining how the ground ball thing doesn't really matter in cores because they kind of turn into doubles and triples. You should go for high stuff, guys. I'll get your name, shout you out in a second, but. Coming back from the future, I forgot to shout him out while I was recording. I put it down for a minute and completely forgot. It was Sable13, so thank you for the input on how to handle ground ball pitchers and their effect in Coors Field. Hugely important, and kind of using that advice now. So we'll see how it works out this season. Not going to blame you if I do suck, but I appreciate it anyway. So I just wanted to give you a shout out. Thank you. But yeah, so maybe my thinking was off on these pitchers, but we're gonna try it out with Logan Webb here. It's basically I pay him $12 million and give him nothing. So, it's a 1-year deal basically. So there we go. I'll pick up Logan Webb and we'll slot into the rotation. Right now at number 1, so we're at free agency, and I've made a couple offers already. So we have 3 starters here. Well, 2 starters now. Framber Valdez, ground baller. He's not like the best pitcher in the world, but low demand, only $8 million. We're giving him 16 over 2 years, so $8 million a year. Jose Quintana was out there, cheap. So we're going to give him an offer as well. Devin Williams. He's out with radial nerve decompression surgery. Who knows how he comes back from this, but it's a 2-year, $5 million a year offer. And then Jalen Beeks, we're going to try out the high stuff and, see how this goes with him. So that's a 2-year, $4 million total deal. And I mean, I was looking at Zach Wheeler before the Logan Webb trade. He's still on the table here, but, he's got a bone chip surgery right now. He's 34, a little older. Nick Martinez would be a good guy to grab, but he's expensive. And as for like the offensive players, it's not really a good class to really be going after anyone. Gosh, Yoka, wow, 6th season for them, for the White Sox. Yeah, I mean, I would look at some like Max Kepler is a nice player. But for $18 million, no. Willie Damas, and again, like a nice player, but little too high price for me. What we have to work with. Um, and Yohan Moncada's not bad, but is he better than anything we have? I don't think so. Like Gleyber Torres, like I don't know. So it's just not really an interesting class. Like Nick Ahmed, I thought about bring him as a shortstop, but I don't know. Uh, maybe I'll look for a trade for a guy. Maybe like Adam Frazier. This wouldn't be a bad pickup. I feel like he could play well in my ballpark. Let's go look at the trade block really quick while I'm here. I looked at it briefly, and I picked up Logan Webb off of this, but P. Fairbanks, nice pitcher. Big team option next year. Nick Castellanos. Um, Looks like Philly gave up on him quick last year. Interesting. After a really good start. Doesn't really fit a need, though. Willie Calhoun, how did he do last year? AAA. Old friend Jorge Mateo. Looks like he was just as bad as he was with us. Eduardo Rodriguez would be an interesting guy to pick up as an arm. Maybe a buy low type guy. Does have another year on that deal, which sucks. Let's go to infielders here. Yeah, not a ton interesting. Castellanos would be cool if he didn't have, good amount of money left, although Phillies are eating 50%. Who the heck was I just looking at? Eduardo Rodriguez. Let's see if they just want to be rid of him. They do. We do have some money to work with this year. Let's see how much we can get him to retain. I guess I'll just go through this trade on camera. Since we're already here. Okay, wow. So I would do that right here. Okay, looks like I can get an easy 45%, which honestly I'm cool with. Parker Meadows, honestly, I might be okay putting him in. I like his range. But we got some guys coming up. If I threw in like Nolan Jones, could I get me up to like? Yeah, I mean Nolan Jones I like him, but he's replaceable. Although, I don't know if we should do that. Doesn't seem very smart. If we take him out, we could put Wallner at DH. We could have more room for Doyle and Meadows. Makes sense. Although, I mean, the way we have it now, we can put Jones at third, McMahon at second. So maybe it makes sense to keep him. So what would this take? I don't want to give up any young guys. Amador, he's probably a little overvalued here, but still would like to keep him. None of those other guys I really want to give up. So maybe I just do this. Basically a free Eduardo Rodriguez. He's not the best pitcher in the world, but I mean, he didn't pitch really well on a pitcher's ballpark. Hasn't really been good. I mean, $7 million next year and this year. We kind of just need like good guys who can give us a chance. Wow, Riley Green's a beast. Guys who give us a chance out there, and I think these guys can do that. Yeah, I mean, this seems. What if I threw in Doyle? Can I get them to eat? Okay, yeah, that's not even worth it. All right, so I think I'm just gonna do this trade then. Eduardo Rodriguez for Joe Campagna, just whatever, basically nothing. Okay, let's do that. So we pick up 2 pitchers via trade this offseason. It's going to cost us some money, but this rotation looks a lot more respectable than it's looked in my first 2 years. So you throw in Valdez, Quintana. Maybe we have to back out some of these deals, but they're not really expensive, so not a huge deal. Yeah, I'm actually I'm liking how this is coming along. So I'm going to bump up the scouting budget a little bit. What do we have here for contracts? Okay, we might have to retract one of those deals. So, let's see. I mean, I don't think we need Devin Williams. It'd be nice to have a good closer, but I mean, or we go with Valdez. Give up on him. Let's see. How does the staff look? I mean, we have 4 good arms. Valdez gives us a 5th. Then Quintana. He's not really costing much. Williams isn't costing much either. Neither is Beeks. So, I mean, there's not a lot of money here in free agency that we're giving up. So, maybe we'll drop this budget down a little bit again. All right, no, we'll play with this for now. Okay, we'll cut away and be back in just a bit. All right, so a quick little update. The draft lottery was just announced, and we wind up with the second pick. We jump up from number 6 to number 2. Tigers get number 1. Cubs jump from 11 to 3. Royals from 1 to all the way down to 5. Unfortunate for them. We do ink Framber Valdez to a 2-year deal, $16 million total. That was just signed today as well, so pretty eventful day here in free agency. Valdez probably slides into that 3, maybe 2 spot in the rotation. But, I mean, this started to come together a little bit. Quintana, we're still waiting on him. But, I mean, he's a cheaper guy. I'm not sure where he fits in. I guess he'd probably be my 5. And then push Kramer to the pen. But, I mean, we'll see about that. That's not really a huge deal. But also waiting on Devin Williams, had to raise his offer. And Jalen Beeks as well. So, we'll be back with the next update in just a bit. All right, a couple quick updates. So we made a trade for Jonathan Loaizaga. Basically for nothing. We gave this guy Cuba Bess, a 27-year-old. He's a free agent after the year, making about $3 million. So, I thought that was a good investment to make for a ground baller. So we have the 6th pick here, Rule 5 draft time, and Gavin Stone is sitting here. If he drops to us at 6, I'll definitely take him. He's 26, so he fits the mold of a guy I would take in the Rule 5. Along with like a ton of Dodgers pitchers, like Ronan Kopp's here. Let's see, Andrew East. I know he's a little older, but still, this is a dude who can pitch in my bullpen. A ton of Dodgers pitchers here. So let's go see what these teams do. Looks like the Tigers took this 28-year-old. Not a bad pick. Oh boy. Well, Nashville made a horrible pick. IKF. Very interesting there for a rebuilding team. And looks like, okay, so Gavin Stone sitting here for us at number 6. He has nowhere to go on that team. And, former top prospect, I don't know. He was 87 to start the save. Older now. But you know what? Even if he's not a starter, I think this is a reasonable pick to do. So we're actually full on our 40 man. Oops. Yeah, I usually clear this out at the beginning of the offseason, but I kind of forgot. So we're going to have to bite the bullet on one of these guys and pay them the $760,000 to not be under 40 man. So, I mean, let's see. Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to be like I kind of like Goldberry a bit more than Bush. So let's keep Goldberry. We'll make this pick here. Gavin Stone. Good to go. All right, second round. Let's see who's taken. Really quick. J.J. Bleday. Pretty good pick there for Toronto. Really nice player. Pedro Leon, Lane Thomas, Herman Marquez. Ouch. I wonder how he did. Looks like he was in the minors for most of the year. Hassan Brown, younger guy. Nice. I actually like this pick quite a bit for Milwaukee. Joe Perez. Nice bat there. And Aaron Zavala. Not too bad. And okay, so I think we're good. We're full on our 40 man, and not really a whole other bunch of needs. So very cool. We'll add. Oh, he's already added to our team. So the question is, do we try to have Stone start for us, or do we just put him in the bullpen? I think he probably fits better as a reliever. The 45 stamina is not great. What does he drop to as a starter? I mean, yeah, he's a fine starter, but I think he could be like a dominant back end reliever for us. So we'll kind of give him the Henriquez treatment, put him in the back end, and see how he does. So with that said, we will be back next update. More things to update on. We're going to do this trade. So we're going to trade Sean Bouchard, who's on the 40 man, and Eddie Diaz, also on the 40 man, and this guy, Felix Tina, who the Twins seem to like a lot, for Austin Martin. Pretty nice utility infielder here. Good eye. I think he played well in Coors. We're also getting $3 million cash. And mostly to clear up a 40 man spot because we need two because we had a couple signings here. Jalen Beeks and Jose Quintana both signed on. So yeah, we open up we open up one spot. We have three total now. We're gonna have none total after this. So Jalen Beeks, Jose Quintana, and Austin Martin will be added to the 40. And Quintana will probably slot in. Maybe we'll do something like that. I'm not sure if Ashcraft makes the rotation out of spring training. They'll start there, but it'll be a competition for those final two spots between those three guys. Ashcraft, and then Beeks will be in the bullpen. Really excited for him. Good upside, 2-year deal, really affordable. So the bullpen's kind of come together. This could be a really pretty respectable pitching staff, I think, this year. So. The lineup's coming back, the number one offense in baseball. A lot of that inflated by the park we play in, but I think this offense has some upside, even more when you go to the minors with Churio down here. He's ready. This guy Juan Guerrero I like quite a bit. Jordan Beck, I like him as a corner outfielder, but I am going to look around, for some, maybe trade some of these lower minors guys for some big time players here because we're trying to win here in year 3. I think this team's pretty well set up to try to do this. So we'll be back with any other offseason moves if there are any. If not, maybe we'll be back. Start of spring training or something. So we'll return. All right. So international free agent signing period just ended. Well, didn't end, but we signed everyone we were going to this offseason. So. Last guy to sign, David Pacheco. Pretty decent first base prospect here. We get this guy, Rogelio Huerta, for, I think, $300,000 bonus. Not much of a bat, but a good glove and good work ethic, intelligence, and stuff. So I liked him quite a bit. This was our big get, Guadalupe Cordero, third base prospect. Wasn't a ton of interest league-wide. We got him for only $1 million bonus. He was our biggest signing, I think, money wise. But we had a couple other guys, Nelson Mena, who another really good prospect here. He was $2 million, so I guess he was our most expensive. High work ethic, leader, intelligence, loyalty, all good stuff you like to see. And not the worst defender in the world either. So we get those two. Luis Valenzuela, good defender, pretty decent bat here. I think he was $800,000, so pretty good there. And then Andres Montez, a corner outfielder, not much power, but everything else is elite. He was $500,000, so we spread the money around pretty good, I think. And we wound up getting 5-6 guys, all of pretty good caliber. So really excited about the quality and quantity that we got there. One thing I noticed is we don't have a ton of money left, so I need to, make sure we have something moving forward. I don't like dropping our budgets this low, but, as a small market team, I guess we're going to have to try to make this work however we can. Okay, so as a big contracts, I mean, all these guys are pretty tradable. The Freeland thing is tough, but we'll have to eat that the next couple of years. But shit, okay, I forgot to sign staff, so I'll be back. I got to do some stuff this offseason. Yeah, so we'll return. All right, really quick update right before opening day here, and there's some up to it. We'll check out the preseason predictions, show you guys who made the team and such. A couple of big updates, I guess, organizationally wise. So Harrison Bader recently had our scout updated his ranking on him. Really quick, we'll get into that in a second. Top prospects, Eddie Botello slots in at number 6, and Holcomb was in the top 10 previously, but looks like he dropped down to, 14 now. Connor Griffin, our first round pick last year, first overall, at number 21. Jackson Churio drops down pretty significantly, down to 36. He had a rough spring, but I assume he'll be up, before midseason. Tanner Witt had a really nice spring. He is the number 67 prospect in baseball preseason. So we're going to run out 12 hitters in the lineup. Start the year. Amador and Meadows on the bench. So Austin Martin winds up making the team due to an injury to Nolan Jones. He'll be back in 5 weeks. Taglia is still out for 5 more weeks. So he's my starting second baseman. Chris Bryant starting at first. I didn't get him any time in the preseason there, but I assume he'll be fine playing there. That pushes Brenton Doyle into the starting lineup. Excited about that. Zach Veen will be out in right, and Harrison Bader, as you can see, his ratings dropped significantly. Our most recent update, so he's not really much of a hitter anymore, which really sucks because we're paying him $8 million. But I mean, as long as he plays good defense, he puts up like an 80 WRC plus. We can salvage something out of that deal. But Parker Meadows is here. If things go to hell with him, Bernabel makes the team. He'll be my starting DH. He had a rough spring, but we're just gonna let the kids play this year. I think it's our best course of action. Obviously, McMahon, Tovar are in the lineup as well. Cope, the backup catcher, Romo, starting catcher. As for the rotation, it'll be Webb, Valdez, Kramer, Rodriguez, Ashcraft. Kramer had a really nice spring, so if he gets that 3 spot, Rodriguez struggled quite a bit. So he's my 4, and then Ashcraft was pretty good. Overall solid in the preseason. So he's my 5. Quintana in the pen. He got hurt and was generally, pretty ineffective. His ratings dropped as well, especially control. He was a 50 when I signed him, dropped down to a 40, so that's tough. But there was a big crunch for my bullpen, so wound up sending down some guys I really like. Namely Hollowell. Let's see. Gilbreth I like a lot. Wound up sending those guys down. It'll be Stone, Loizaga, Beeks, Hernandez, Bird, Henriquez, Lawrence, and Williams. I'm actually going to move, just so we have a lefty and a righty in here. Beeks, Henriquez. That's the pen. So I like our pitching staff this year. I think we can, push for a playoff spot this season. Our division is tough, but we're going to give it a shot. So without further ado, let's go to opening day. It'll be Logan Webb on the mound against those LA Dodgers. They'll be throwing Walker Buehler. And let's see how we do. We lose 8-4, so not a great start to the season. No home runs in this one. Looks like Veen had 3 hits, Romo 2 hits, Bernabel 2 hits. Webb wasn't great. Quintana was good out of the pen, and Stone was good. So there's some good things, but you know what? Let's send this whole Dodgers series. Let's see how we do. Michael Taglia coming back ahead of schedule. That's great to see. We'll see how he comes back. Tovar 2 hits in the 8-3 win. Doyle 2 hits, 3 ribbies, and Bader 1 for 2. Valdez, decent start, gave up a few too many walks, but the bullpen really good. And let's see if we can take the series against the Dodgers, and we do. 2-1 victory there. And Quintana looks like he went down with an injury. I think that's what that said. Pretty good day for the pitching staff, looks like. So Kramer 4 2/3, 1 run. Quintana, Henriquez, and Williams close it out. So there we go. We win our first series of the year against the Dodgers. And yeah, we will, next episode we'll pick up some point in the first half and kind of do what we always do. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Drop a like if you did. Enjoying this series so far, now that we've kind of gotten going, and kind of have something resembling a baseball team out here. So thank you again, and yeah, we'll catch you in episode 5, I guess. Yeah, see ya.